Today we're going to try Boston Market's country fried beefsteak with signature home-style mashed potatoes and country-style gravy. Interesting, 18 grams of protein here. Now, Boston Market is kind of like a middle-of-the-road frozen food brand, I guess you would say. You've got Banquet and Michelinas and stuff on the bottom. Boston Market, I think, is in the middle, kind of with Stouffer's, Lean Cuisine kind of area. And then you have the higher end ones like the Yellowstone ones and the Food Network ones and all that kind of stuff. So we're solidly in middle tier here. I paid $3.32 for this at Walmart. That's generally the price you're going to find this around, $3.50 to $4. I'd say $4 is on the high end at like Dollar General and stuff like that. You might pay for this meal, but yeah, we're going to try the oven instructions if I can find them. Here we go. They have microwave and oven instructions, which is good because I've been finding a lot of meals don't have oven instructions lately, and I like to put things in the oven because it definitely helps. So we're going to preheat to 350 degrees, cut film to vent, place on baking sheet, center rack, bake for 25 minutes, stir potatoes, recover, bake again. That's interesting. Usually these meals don't have you take them out and stir them if they're in the oven. And this cooks for quite a while, 25 minutes and then 15 minutes. So I'm actually kind of interested to see how it turns out because I've had this meal before. I know I have, but I don't remember it at all. It's probably been 5-10 years. I don't know. Boston Market to me is a brand that I've not avoided, but I've not really been into. So I don't really know what the quality I'm going to get here is. And this is not quite the most encouraging picture of this meal because it just looks like a shitload of mashed potatoes and gravy. I think the patty is like under there. I guess you could kind of see it peeking out right there, but yeah, this just looks like mashed potatoes and goopy gravy. So we'll see. I'm not sure how this is going to turn out, but you know, let's the oven do its magic. We'll let the oven do its magic. I don't know why I said it that way. And we'll be back with the review. All right, here's the meal out of the oven. Trying to show without spilling any gravy, but there you go. That's actually, it's interesting. It actually did separate. One side had the beef and gravy, and one side had the mashed potatoes. So after it cooked, you could tell the difference between the gravy and the mashed potatoes. But even now, it's still a little bit difficult. But it's kind of, you know, split down the middle in half. And it smells pretty good. Again, this took forever to cook, but it's fairly hefty. So if it tastes good, I think we'll be in for a good deal. Let me get a bite and cool it down before I burn myself on this beef steak. But first I want to cut it so I can kind of show you what you're getting there, which is that fairly innocuous looking beef steak. It looks like any other, you know, chicken fried steak, country fried steak, frozen meal kind of thing. They're all very similar to each other, and I generally don't hate them, but let's see how this goes, and try it. I don't know why I'm delaying. Alright, I finished the beef steak, the country fried beef steak, and I've eaten maybe a third, maybe a half of the potatoes. This meal is 13.2 ounces, and I want to say the potatoes are at least 10 ounces, because the beefsteak is fairly small, but that's not the real problem with this meal. The real problem with this meal is the taste of the beefsteak itself. It's not the best. I think the best way I can describe it, because it's not your typical kind of cheap beef flavor problem, what it tastes like is that it was fried in old oil. And if you've ever gotten like, you know, deli food or fast food or even, you know, made food at home and just been lazy and, you know, fried food and not changed the oil, and you fry over and over in it, and it's kind of got a little bit of that burnt oil kind of smell to it, and it comes through the taste, the old oil kind of taste. That's what this has. And it is, again, country fried. I assume that they must fry it. I don't know if that's the case or if it's just, you know, baked and they say fried. But it tastes like it was fried in the worst oil possible. That's the kind of point I'm trying to get across. The breading and the gravy are good. They're solid. They taste great. Salty, maybe, but that's fine. It's a good, solid country gravy. It's got very rich taste. But again, you're going to have a heart attack because it's over salted. But it's needed to kind of cover up the flavor of the beef. But it doesn't quite work. The main thrust of this meal just doesn't quite work. I don't think it's, you know, I can't stand the smoky kind of burnt flavor that this is putting off. Like I want to say maybe people will be okay with it, but I feel like I got to be a little harsh on this because even the potatoes are great. I got nothing bad to say about them necessarily. They got a kind of garlicky taste, which I appreciate. On their own, I would say the potatoes are a solid 4 out of 5. It's a solid side. The unfortunate problem being that it's the majority of this meal, and the actual highlight, the protein bit, kind of sucks. And that's a shame, but it's not the worst. Not the best, though. So I'm going to be a little bit harsh here. I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5. I really would not suggest it if you're, you know, a country fried beef steak, chicken fried steak kind of guy. This one just has that odd oily, old burnt oil taste that I can't get past, and it's a shame because the gravy works, the mashed potato works, the breading works. It's just the beef that doesn't work. So Boston Market's country fried beef steak, gonna give it a 2 out of 5, and I'll try a couple more Boston Market meals, I think. Because the side was good. The mashed potatoes were good, so maybe some of the other ones will be good. But with that, I will see you all next time.